Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri has called for global intervention to prevent coastal communities in the Niger Delta from going into extinction. Governor Diri made the call recently at the United Nations Climate Change Summit, COP28, in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
The third event of the global coalition working towards an unsanctioned River Delta Convention held recently at COP28 in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, where Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri enumerated the peculiar negative impacts of climate change on Bayelsa communities, to include severe coastal erosion and seasonal flooding occasioned by rising sea levels. Governor Diri informed other participants at the UN summit that Bayelsa has been the most endangered state at the onset of seasonal coastal floods in Nigeria. Speaking further during the unveiling of the UN Convention for the Conservation of River Deltas at COP28, Governor Diri sought global assistance to prevent endangered coastal communities in the Niger Delta from going into extinction.
During my visit to the affected communities in this flood of 2022, I recognize the urgency in managing our deltas, water bodies, sea level risk, as well as pollution of our deltas. And this is why we join the deltas to unite and appeal to the rest of the world to work with us to address this situation.
Present at the unveiling of the Convention for the Conservation of River Deltas were experts, policymakers, and non-governmental organizations who raised concern over untold livelihood losses and human displacements imposed by climate change in sub-Saharan Africa and Asia. Professor Michael Clance of the University of Colorado in Boulder and Simi Ezdi, who chairs the Committee on Climate Change in Pakistan's parliament, expressed solidarity with the Bayelsa State Governor in his call for global action to prevent endangered communities in the Niger Delta from going into extinction.
We hope that this initiative will promote inclusive governance of water resources and give local communities more voice facing adverse consequences of climate change on water resources. We also look forward to collaboration in future to share best practices for the protection of river deltas.
The Niger Delta is one of the world's significant wetlands and has the largest mangrove ecosystem in Africa, making it a major concentration of biodiversity on the continent. Unfortunately, the region has witnessed untold biodiversity loss as a result of climate crisis. To get the international community more acquainted with the region's plight, Governor Diri has, on behalf of the Bayelsa State Government, promised to host the maiden edition of the Delta Unite, a global alliance built for conservation of river deltas, next year in Yenagoa, the Bayelsa State capital. Inside the Niger Delta.
The Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) has reiterated its commitment to embrace clean energy to keep pace with the rest of the world in the transition from fossil-based system of energy production to renewable sources. Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ubuku, made this known while speaking during a side event at the United Nations Conference on Climate Change in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
Speaking at the side event of COP28 with the theme Green Innovation for Climate Resilience, Developments in the Niger Delta, a credible approach for net zero targets. Dr. Samuel Ogbuku said the NDDC had made significant progress in the transition to renewable sources of energy production. Concerned about the impacts of climate change in the Niger Delta, Dr. Ogbuku said the intervention agency was already in partnership with Total Energies to increase investments in renewable energy projects. The NDDC boss hinted that plans had been concluded to train no fewer than 1,000 youth in the conversion of petrol-driven cars to run on compressed natural gas. Dr. Ogbuku observed that underdevelopment in the Niger Delta was largely caused by environmental degradation from many decades of crude oil exploration and production. He noted that those responsible for the ecological crisis witnessed in the Niger Delta were transnational oil and gas companies owned by rich countries of the West, who were ironically at the vanguard of the campaign for energy transition.
Up till now, gas flaring is still taking place in the Niger Delta part of Nigeria, and those who are culpable for this gas flaring are not Nigerian-owned companies, they are IOCs. Companies that belong to the countries that are part of this COP28, those initiators. So we are also appealing that the conference of parties shouldn't just be a lip service conference, it should be a conference for action.
In the course of interactions at the side event of the UN Climate Change Conference, Zoetic Global, a leading US-based climate impact company, and the NDDC agreed to go into a partnership to work together on green innovation.
We want to be a partner with you. I think as I saw the presentation that there's a number of things that we will be able to assist and help with carbon credits, with technologies to be able to help in the Niger Delta, and we look forward to that opportunity.
As a demonstration of its commitment to zero emission by 2050, the NDDC says it would make it mandatory for its contractors to embrace eco-friendly technologies in the execution of projects in no distant time.
Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, making a difference.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Azikil Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikil Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Behold your son, Honorable Sergius Osaisoche Ogun, a politician of high integrity, transparency, competence and honesty. A former two-time member of Nigeria's House of Representatives, Honorable Sergius Ogun is a name that is synonymous with credible leadership and good governance. A game changer, a beacon of hope, a champion for educational reforms, affordable healthcare and infrastructural development. Honorable Sergius Ogun, National Daily Newspaper Lawmaker of the Year 2022. Honorable Sergius Ogun, Edo First, always. Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori is leading a revolutionary government in Delta State that is focused on the judicious use of scarce state resources to deliver rapid infrastructure renewal and socio-economic growth in the oil-rich state. The governor, who recently presented for the first time in Delta State an annual budget proposal that is less than the current 2023 state budget, seeks to do more with less, despite the inflation and increasing population growth. The 714.4 billion naira 2024 proposed budget presented to the State House of Assembly is 12% lower than the current running 2023 state budget of 809.4 billion naira.
The governor of Delta State, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborewori, recently defied all odds as he presented a 714.4 billion naira appropriation bill for the 2024 fiscal year to the State House of Assembly. That is about 95 billion naira short of the current state running budget of 809.4 billion naira. This represents a 12% reduction in the state's projected expenditure for the coming fiscal year, a development that is rare within Nigerian political space, where the succeeding year's budget always exceeds current budget for reasons such as inflation and population growth. Governor Boriowori hopes to end the era of domestic and foreign borrowing, over-reliance on federal allocations, and the state's inability to meet projected internally generated revenue targets in past years that have undermined the status of Delta State as a leading oil-producing state in the Niger Delta region. Commissioner for Economic Planning, Sonny Ekedayen, who spoke to Inside the Niger Delta on the heels of the 2024 budget presentation, explained that the unprecedented move by the governor to have a lower budget compared to the current year's budget is to achieve more through the judicious use of the scarce resources of the state.
The budget is smaller, but in terms of impact, I can assure you we are going to derive every value from every kobo that the state government is going to spend. And we intend to do this by increased and intense monitoring activities of all the MDAs that are going to be involved in frontline spending.
The appropriation bill, christened Budget of Hope and Optimism, prioritizes infrastructure renewal with a projected capital expenditure of 397.7 billion, representing about 56% of the entire estimate. Out of this, a whopping 150 billion naira is voted for the construction of critical roads to advance the urban-rural integration drive of the administration, among other substantial investment in education, health and agriculture sectors in the state. For his part, the Commissioner for Works, Urban and Highways, Ruben Izeze, said the administration is committed to driving massive infrastructure renewal regardless of its intended frugality.
He is a governor delivering unusual governance, particularly in the area of works. He is committed to leaving a legacy that will outlive him, that no governor had done in the history of Delta State.
Governor Boriowori is making true his words of running a transparent and accountable governance through a rare and realistic budget-backed programming that will allow for complete implementation in line with a social contract with Deltans, otherwise known as the MORE Agenda, which seeks to bring about meaningful development, opportunities for all, realistic reforms, and enhance peace and security for all Deltans.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Meanwhile, a Deltan from Orugwuru in Udu local government area of Delta State, but resident in Damaturu, Yobe State, has embarked on a 1,200-kilometer bicycle ride from Damaturu to Asaba to meet with Governor Sheriff Oborewori. Samuel Erukogene Okoro, aged 38, says he has decided to embark on the bicycle ride to appreciate Governor Sheriff Oborewori, whom he says has a long-standing history of service to youths and humanity in general. The journey from Damaturu to Asaba is expected to last for about 10 days, and Mr. Okoro will journey through 8 states, namely Yobe, Bauchi, Plateau, Nasarawa, Federal Capital Territory, Kogi, Edo, and Delta. Mr. Okoro, a chemistry graduate from Federal Polytechnic Oko, Anambra State, is married and blessed with 2 children. Inside the Niger Delta, we'll keep you posted on developments with this story.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Indigenes of Ugborodo in Warri South local government area of Delta State have hailed the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, for its intervention over the crisis they have had with Chevron Nigeria Limited. They thank the NUPRC for insisting that the Petroleum Industry Act PIA must be implemented to the letter as it concerns the establishment of Host Community Development Trust and its Board of Trustees. The Ugborodo people spoke to Inside the Niger Delta shortly after an emergency meeting in the community to appraise the fallouts of the recent tripartite meeting between the community, NUPRC, and Chevron Nigeria Limited.
The Chief Executive Officer of the NUPRC himself, Engineer Gbenga Komolafe, was very clear, was very unambiguous when he said the PIA itself and the accompanying regulations made pursuant to the PIA does not recognize palaces, does not recognize traditional rulers, does not recognize ethnicity. What the extant laws guiding the PIA recognize are the host communities.
I was in the meeting in Abuja regarding the PIA, and it was clear that the commission say the PIA is for host community, nothing else, that Chevron should come and deal with the host community.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Governorship aspirant in Edo State, Honorable Sergius Ogun, says if elected as next governor, he will ensure financial autonomy for local governments and encourage sustainable development to spring from rural communities. Honorable Ogun made the declaration shortly after he officially joined Labour Party at a brief ceremony in Ugboha, Esan Southeast local government area of Edo State.
Honorable Sergius Ogun, a former chieftain of the ruling People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Edo State, officially joined the Labour Party recently to actualize his governorship ambition. The governorship aspirant, received by Labour Party stalwarts in Edo Central Senatorial District, led by Chief Friday Ibadin in Ugboha Esan Southeast local government area of the state, was given the party's flag and membership card. Honorable Ogun, who represented Esan Northeast and Esan Southeast Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives between 2015 and 2023, promises to implement policies that will drive sustainable development from the grassroots if elected as the next governor of Edo State.
When I get into office, I will walk through the local government. There's no reason why the local government will not have money to work. I am told they are supposed to get 10% of the internally generated revenue of the state. They will get it.
The former federal lawmaker says he plans to provide basic infrastructure to encourage massive food production as a strategy for poverty reduction in Edo State.
As it is right now, most people cannot go to their farms because of the activities of the headsmen. Allow the local government chairman to have enough money and task them, if they have to recruit forest guards or whatever to ensure that nobody goes to the forest to disturb the farmers, they will do it. We used to have local government construct roads, rural roads or otherwise. People need to be able to bring out their farm produce. The price of food will come down.
In his resignation letter dated 23rd November 2023 and addressed to the ward chairman of his former party, Honorable Ogun stated that he was leaving the party to secure an alternative platform that would give him the opportunity to serve Edo State and make meaningful contributions to nation building. Honorable Ogun, who is a recipient of the 2022 Lawmaker of the Year award, courtesy of the national daily newspapers, is convinced that Labour Party will produce the next governor of Edo State come September 21st, 2024.
Inside the Niger Delta.
On the 26th of December 2023, the Kingdom of Arochukwu will witness the ascension of Prince Engineer Eberechukwu Orji to his revered throne as the Ezearo of Arochukwu Kingdom in Abia State. After his formal coronation, Prince Orji will join the long list of monarchs who have administered the ancient Arochukwu Kingdom since the 16th century till date. Arochukwu is famed the world over for its rich cultural heritage and long-standing monarchy. In the following report, we will go down memory lane to extract the history of the Arochukwu Kingdom from the period it was founded till date. The present-day Arochukwu Kingdom in Arochukwu local government area of Abia State was birthed out of an alliance initiated by Agwu Inobia, a blacksmith and leader of the Ezeagwu clan in the mid-16th century, whose settlement at Amanagwu was resisted by the Ibibio-led regional monarch Obongo Konita. To stave off the aggression of the Ibibio, Mazi Inobia sought the help of Nnachi, a native priest of Afikpo origin, and an alliance with the merchant princes of the Akpa dynasty in Eastern Cross River, whom were considered skilled and armed warriors at the time. The trio of the leader of the Ezeagbo clan, Nachi, and Akpa princes Osim and Akuma Nubi will join forces with Akakpokpo Okon, the son of the Bibio ruler, whose mother is from the Ezeagbo clan, to defeat his father, Obongo Konita, in the Bibio Aro Wars, leading to the end of the Bibio reign and the establishment of the Arochukwu Confederacy with militarized states like Ohafia, Abam, Abreba, Afikpo, and Ekoi. The Akpa prince, Akuma Nubi, became the first Ezearo to lead the Confederate state and regional superpower. After his death, Nachi's descendant, Okenachi, took over the reins of the thriving kingdom and remained the royal household to this day. While the Ezeagbo clan and descendants of Akpa princes, now Ibomisi clan, remain the other two founding houses of the Arochukwu kingdom. The Confederate state of Arochukwu went on to dominate trade in the pre-colonial Southern Protectorate with its newfound status, as well as the influence of the superstitious powers of Ubi Mukbabi, popularly known as the Arochukwu Long Juju. This cultural hegemony, as well as the thriving slave trade that became the economic mainstay of the Arochukwu kingdom, will be broken in the 1901-1902 Anglo-Aro Wars, when the gallant fighters of Arochukwu Confederate State gave in to the superior powers of the British troops after months of fierce battle. Popular among the monarchs of this ancient kingdom is Mazi Kanu Orji, who was crowned Ezearo in 1914 and reigned for 73 years. He is reported to be one of the longest serving monarchs on the African continent, with a record of unparalleled achievements that earn him honors, such as the Queen Elizabeth II Coronation Medal and Commander of the British Empire OBE in 1956. Today's Arochukwu kingdom is made up of 19 city-states known as Ogos, with their rulers Ndi Eze Ogo, answerable to the Ezearo, while the Ezearo, who is usually from Okenachi royal house, and the Eze of the other two kindreds of Ezeagbo and Ibomisi make up the Ezearo in council. The identity of Aros worldwide, as the people of Arochukwu are fondly called, is conveyed in their unique insignia, the Omuaro, which has a knotted Omu leaf at the center, with a hand giving it and the other receiving. On the borders of the Omu are wavy lines that have a perched eagle with spread wings on top of the lines and a crown each on the left and right sides, while diagonally crossed are a sword and a gun with the arrow motto, AKUGHA, which means wisdom is necessary in any adventure in life, at the bottom of the emblem. The rich and unrivaled culture and tradition of the Aros are showcased annually in several festivals like the Ikejiaro Festival, held every September to mark the end of the farming season, the arrival of harvest, and the beginning of a new season. The Presbyterian Missionary Compound, which had a cottage hospital, school and church, was an operational base of Mary Slessor and her team in their work to stop the superstitious killing of twins in the primitive Southern Protectorate, putting Arochukwu as one of her spheres of influence on the Scottish £10 sterling. The expansive Arochukwu kingdom is one to reckon with in all spheres of development in Nigeria, from the economic hegemony of the 16th and 17th centuries to the pre-colonial Nigerian struggle and the modern-day independent Nigeria. With her illustrious sons and daughters contributing innovatively to the progress and prosperity of the country, amongst whom are the late Dr. Alvani Koku, a leading Nigerian educationist, adorning the 10 naira note and the founder of Agri Memorial Secondary School in 1931. Business executive Mazi Sam Ohabunwa, renowned Nigerian footballer Kanu Nwankwo, and Nollywood actor Alex Ekubo, just to mention a few. The ancient and revered kingdom, which has been without a crowned Ezearo since the demise of Eze Mazi Vincent Ugbonaya Okoro in 2020, is ready to have one of her finest sons, a seasoned professional with over 25 years deep technical and business management experience in the oil and gas industry, Prince Engineer Iberechukwu Orji, ascend to the throne of his ancestors come December 26, 2023, when he will be crowned the chief custodian of the cultures and tradition of the Arochukwu kingdom worldwide.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Cho aro mamano. Cho Okigbo mamano. Cho Nigeria mamano. Nwa yori ihe.
The Palace of the Eziaro and the Council of Arochukwu Traditional Rulers, the Ndi Ezeogo in Arochukwu Local Government Area of Abia State, cordially invites all sons and daughters of Arochukwu Kingdom worldwide, Ndibo and the Nigerian public to the coronation ceremony of Eziaro of Arochukwu Kingdom, His Royal Majesty Engineer Eberichukwu Oji, on Tuesday the 26th of December 2023. Time 11 a.m. Venue Arochukwu Civic Center, Oro Village, Arochukwu, Abia State. Come one, come all to witness firsthand the rich cultural heritage of the ancient Arochukwu Kingdom on display.
I want to welcome all of you to our lovely, beautiful kingdom where the coronation exercise will take place. Once again, thank you. God bless you.
Residents of Umpolu and Rumigbo communities in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State have called on the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) to fix dilapidated sections of the Obiwali Road and provide a lasting solution to recurring flood incidents in the area. The call follows a severe damage on the affected parts of Obiwali Road and the destruction of several buildings, including residential homes, by persistent flooding in the area.
Umpolu Rumigbo is strategically located close to the east-west road and easily accessible from the University of Port Harcourt and the Port Harcourt International Airport. It's a densely populated neighborhood that has been a major commercial hub in Obiakpo local government area of Rivers State. In recent years, commuting along one of its busiest roads, the Obiwali Road, has been a nightmare for passengers and motorists due to its dilapidated condition. Worried that the terrible state of the road is taking a toll on commercial activities in the area, members of Rumigbo and Polu communities have appealed to the NDDC for intervention. They made the appeal recently when the Rivers State representative on the board of the NDDC, Honorable Tony Okocha, visited the community to assess the impact of recurring flood disasters.
Anytime it rains, Umpolu is a no-go area for anybody.
We are calling on NDDC to come and help us and work on the roads.
Other residents also lamented destruction of buildings in the wake of flood disasters dating back to 2019.
Like what we are seeing here now, in the next than 1 year coming self, all these houses will fall.
Business has been bad in the sense that most of the tenants are packed out of Umpolu because of the bad road.
In his response, Honorable Tony Okocha, who assured the people that the NDDC was concerned about their plight, said it would convey their complaints to the management of the commission for possible intervention.
We are at the verge of preparing our budget as a commission. So I can rest assure you that that is going to be one of my priorities. At least I've come here to see for myself, and I'm going to ensure that it's part of our budget and that it will be executed.
Over the years, the NDDC has contributed significantly to the socio-economic development of Obiakpo local government area, with the construction and rehabilitation of scores of internal roads. Residents of Rumigbo and Polu are optimistic that the NDDC will extend its intervention to their communities by fixing the Obiwali Road, which has been seriously damaged by incessant flooding.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's where we draw the curtain on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Until then, you can follow us on our social media handles showing right now on your screen. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria for these stories and many more. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.